What if I told you that one bold move can change the tide of the game? In the Queen's Gambit, seizing the pawn might seem tempting, but the real secret lies in the consequences that follow. By the end of this video, you'll win games exactly like this. Let's start from the beginning. Have you ever wondered how to control the center of the board right from the opening? The Queen's Gambit is a fantastic way to do just that. It starts with the moves d4, d5, c4. Here, white offers a pawn on c4 to tempt black into accepting it, potentially leading to a strong center for white. This move order is strategic because it aims to challenge black's central pawn on d5, while also preparing to develop pieces harmoniously. If your opponent plays d takes c4, you can quickly develop your pieces and gain a lead in development, often targeting the c4 pawn as a weakness. However, be cautious. Black has resources like e6 or bourbon, b5 to hold on to the pawn and counterattack. A common mistake for beginners is to overextend too quickly without solidifying their center. Understanding these nuances can help you navigate the complexities of the Queen's Gambit and set the stage for dynamic play. Why not just take the pawn on c4? Watch. What happens if your opponent plays d takes c4? This move allows white to quickly develop pieces and gain a lead in development. After e3, white prepares to recapture the pawn while solidifying control of the center, an essential area of the board that influences the game. The development of the bishop to c4 is particularly significant, as it puts pressure on the f7 square, a common weak point in black's position, especially early in the game. This opening sets the stage for dynamic play, where white can create threats against black's king. However, it's important to be cautious. Black can counterattack effectively. Typical mistakes include overextending or neglecting piece development in favor of chasing pawns. Understanding the balance between aggression and solid development is crucial, as is recognizing that black has resources like b5 or e on c5 to challenge white's plans. Why not just take the pawn on c4? Watch. What happens if black plays bishop to e7? This move serves multiple purposes. It develops the bishop, prepares to castle for king safety, and avoids immediate tactical vulnerabilities. By playing bishop to e7, black is also preparing to contest the center later, while maintaining flexibility in their pawn structure. After castle's kingside, white secures their king's safety and enhances their control over the center. If black continues with knight to d7, white can respond with knight to c3, further solidifying their grip on the center and increasing pressure on the f7 square, a critical weak point in black's position. The bishop on c4 is eyeing f7, creating potential threats for black. It's essential for black to be cautious and avoid passive play, as neglecting to challenge white's center can lead to an overwhelming position. Understanding these dynamics can help players navigate the complexities of the Queen's Gambit accepted. Why not just take the pawn on c4? If your opponent plays castle's kingside, they are not only securing their king's safety through castling, but also preparing to contest the center of the board. This move order is crucial because it allows black to focus on developing pieces while keeping options open for future pawn breaks, like d5. Which can challenge white's central control. After knight to c3, white strengthens their grip on the center and puts pressure on the f7 square, a critical point in black's position that can become a target for tactics. The bishop on c4 is actively eyeing that square, creating hidden threats. If black responds with b6, they aim to fianchetto their light-squared bishop, which can become a powerful piece. However, players should avoid overextending their pawns or neglecting development, as this can lead to vulnerabilities. This position showcases the dynamic nature of the Queen's Gambit accepted, where both sides must remain vigilant for tactical opportunities. Quick test. It's white's turn. What move would you make in this position? Take a moment to consider your options. 3, 2, 1. The best move is bishop takes e6. This captures a key piece and disrupts black's pawn structure. preventing them from easily developing their dark-squared bishop. If you found it, you're thinking like a strong player. Why not just take the pawn on c4? If your opponent plays e6, this move not only supports the d5 pawn, but also prepares to develop the dark-squared bishop, which is crucial for black's piece coordination. When you respond with bishop takes e6, you capture an important piece, but black can recapture with bishop takes e6, maintaining balance in the position. This exchange is strategically significant. It opens lines for both players and keeps the game dynamic. The bishop on c4 continues to target the f7 square, a critical point in black's defense that can be vulnerable to tactics. However, black has resources, like the potential to play knight to f6, adding pressure to your center. A common mistake for white here is to underestimate black's counterplay after the exchanges. This position resembles other lines in the Queen's Gambit, where pawn structure and piece activity are key, emphasizing the importance of careful maneuvering. Have you ever wondered why some players hesitate to take the pawn on c4 in the Queen's Gambit accepted? When your opponent plays e6, they not only bolster their pawn on d5, but also prepare to develop their dark-squared bishop, which can become a powerful piece later in the game. If you respond with bishop takes e6, it may seem like you're gaining material, but black can easily recapture with bishop takes e6, keeping the position balanced. It's essential to recognize that the bishop on c4 is targeting the f7 square, a critical weakness in black's position, often referred to as the f7 weakness. However, be cautious, as black can launch a counterplay with knight to g5, creating threats against your position. A common mistake is to overlook this potential counterattack, leading to unexpected complications. Understanding these dynamics can help you navigate the complexities of the Queen's Gambit accepted more effectively. Why not just take the pawn on c4? Watch what happens if black responds with knight to d7. This move not only develops the knight but also defends the crucial knight on f6, which is important for maintaining control in the center. Now, if you continue with knight takes e6, you're capturing a pawn, but black can recapture with f takes e6, leading to a balanced position where both sides have chances. It's essential to recognize that this exchange opens the f-file for black's rook, potentially creating counterplay. If you opt for knight to g5 instead, you're putting immediate pressure on the f7 square, a common weakness in black's position. This tactical moment can lead to threats against black's king, but be cautious. Overextending can backfire, especially if black finds resources like a f5 to challenge your knight. Always remember that in the Queen's Gambit accepted, maintaining pawn structure and piece coordination is key to avoiding typical pitfalls. In conclusion, the Queen's Gambit opens up exciting possibilities for both sides. We start with d4d5 followed by c4, where white offers a pawn to challenge black's control of the center. This move order is strategic. By sacrificing the pawn, white aims to gain a strong central presence and active piece play. After black responds with e6, white develops pieces with knight to f3 and knight to c6, leading to a dynamic position. The move bishop to c4 not only targets the f7 square, a common weak point in black's defense, but also prepares for potential attacks. However, players should be cautious of tactical threats like knight takes e6, which can lead to balanced play but may also expose weaknesses. A common mistake is overextending too early. Maintaining flexibility is key. Compared to other openings like the King's Gambit, the Queen's Gambit emphasizes solid development and central control, making it a rich choice for players at all levels.